What's up, ladies and gents? This is Casey Kid coming at you with another Destiny video. It's over. We finally had it. Our first teaser for Destiny 2. We got the full Destiny 2 gameplay live stream going on, and we looked at it, and we definitely learned some really cool and really fun things. So what I wanted to do was show you 7 things that we definitely learned from this live stream. So as I was watching it, I was at work, I had a notepad open up on the side, and as I was trying to work and trying to watch the live stream, I was taking some notes on things that I was noticing, and I just wanted to compile all of those things together. Typically we do some type of recap video. This type of list video I think is going to be just a little bit more fun. 7 things that I learned from the video, and I want to know what you're most excited about. What type of things that you saw in the video really jumped out at you? What are you really excited about? Because we're talking about 7 things. We're not going to talk about absolutely everything. We might break down some other items in future videos, but for now, these are the things that really jumped out at me and are things that I think are going to affect all of us in Destiny. Well, maybe not number 7. At number 7, we've got noticing that Sweeperbot is still here. And why am I mentioning poor Sweeperbot? Well, quite honestly, he was definitely a target for this video. He was definitely a target. They turned around, they made sure they focused on him, and he got a huge cheer in the audience. Sweeperbot is there, still alive, still cleaning up all of our messes in the tower. Come on, who wasn't excited to see a Sweeperbot cameo? And aside from that, we got to see Zavala, we got to see a Core Ray, and of course, Cade 6. All of those characters look like their personalities are still coming out more and more. Cade looks like he might be a little bit of a focal point, as far as they were talking about Cade going off to be the hero, Zavala's depressed, and Core Ray is just mad and salty. So it's going to be really interesting to see these characters, but of course we had Sweeperbot, so that was number 7. Number 6 though, at number 6 we've got Crucible. Crucible is changing up. Unfortunately, we really didn't get any gameplay of new Crucible. They talked about a new Crucible game mode called Countdown. They said that was going to be an attack and defense type of Crucible gameplay mode, but we didn't see any of it. What they did do though was they noted that all Crucible game modes were going to be 4v4 now. Instead of, right now we've got a lot of 6v6 game modes. So does this mean that we're no longer going to have any 3v3 game modes, period? Because I would assume all of the 6v6, the control and everything, are going to be scaled down to 4 versus 4. What about Trials? Because they also noted, or at least mentioned in passing, about Trials of Osiris. So that makes me think that Trials is back. I know that's going to make a lot of people happy, because there was a little bit of an air of uncertainty about Trials. It really felt like Trials was going to come back, but we weren't sure. We couldn't have been sure about any game mode coming back, and Crucible sounds like it is definitely and absolutely getting a big time facelift. What that will look like or feel like in the end, we'll just have to wait and see until we can get our hands on it. Moving on to number 5, we've got clans. So clans are going to be fully implemented into the game. Not only are you going to be a part of your clan and be able to see your clan members online, apparently you'll be able to interact and create your fire teams just from the regular game. You'll also be able to gain rewards as a clan, which is really nice. So I don't know what type of bonuses those are going to give you, but that's going to be really nice. And then you've also got this guided game feature, which is sort of like putting LFG into Destiny. So what this is clans can open themselves up for guided games, and then people who are looking to do activities like a raid, something like that, a nightfall, something that they're looking to do that is typically end-game content, they can go ahead and look and search through the different clans, and you'll see a description of the clans, what they're like, what they like to do, and you can decide as a single player who's maybe not in a clan or looking for people to do a raid with, you can decide to join up with that clan and do the activity. That's got to be something that players that are single players that always say that they don't have anybody to play Destiny with, they've got to be excited about this. Whether it will work perfectly or not has yet to be seen, but at least it's an option in game. Moving on to number 4, what we've got is an open world in Destiny, or at least some semblance of that. Now honestly, I probably shouldn't throw around a term like open world because I don't believe Bungie said that, But whenever I see what's on screen right now, and we see these icons that are going to be littering the map, that's what I think of. I think of like a Skyrim, where you're just going to see a bunch of markers on a map, and you can go towards those, and they're pretty much up on the world all the time. They're on different timers. You can go to various things, quests, or missions, or those lost sectors, which sound like they're caves with a boss at the end that are going to have really nice loot. That sounds like a lot of fun, and to me, that feels more open worldish than what we have in Destiny right now. Pretty much we go to a patrol on Destiny, and we know we've got something like 3 patrol beacons in a sector, and those patrol beacons are going to have some type of mission on them, and that's it. Nothing really changes or is organic or anything of that nature. Yes, we have public events, but that's about all the livelihood that we have going on right now in our world. This time, we've got a big sprawling map that has various activities dotted all over it, and you can go to those various activities. I'm sure there's going to be different light levels and different difficulties for all of these different missions, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And what they also did was they said that you are not going to have to go to orbit if you want to swap from planet to planet. And we're going to talk about some of those different locations in just a little bit, but that's kind of a quality of life improvement. So basically, if you're running around right now, let's just pretend we're right now running around on the moon and we want to go to Venus. First off, we've got to leave the moon, we have to go to orbit, then we have to go find Venus on the director, we have to pick where we want to go on Venus, and then we have to fly into Venus from the director. Anymore, you could just be on Earth, pop up, look for Venus, select right there from Earth, and go directly where you want. So that's a pretty nice quality of life improvement. They said they want to take away the downtime between you finding enemies and shooting them. At number 3, we've got 4 brand new locations. Now, as soon as we got this, my first thought was, what about the locations we already have? What about Earth, the Moon, Venus, Mars? We don't know if those are going to be in the game or not. I imagine that things are going to be centered around these new locations though. We've got Titan, which is a moon of Saturn. Imagine that we're going to be seeing Zavala over there. Apparently there are really no land masses on this location. It's all waters and tidal waves looking like an ocean, looking pretty nice. We've also got Nessus, which is where I think we're going to find Cade 6. There are apparently Vex all over this place. Vex overran that location. Then we have Io, which is a sulfuric moon of Jupiter. It's going to be yellow, and apparently that's a really sacred place to the Warlock, so imagine that Okora Ray will be around there. And then, of course, there's Earth and the location that's on Earth. Not sure how much of Earth is going to be a social space and how much is a battleground, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. At number 2, we've got something really interesting. They are definitely changing up weapons. So not only are there new weapon types, which we might touch on in another video, but they're changing the way that our weapons work. No longer are we going to have primary, special, and heavy. Now our weapon classes are going to be broken up into kinetic, energy, and power weapons. So one of the first notes I put down was, all primary weapons have a burn, because whenever I was looking at the gameplay, somebody was using a pulse rifle and it definitely had a void burn, but apparently, instead of it being a primary weapon, it was an energy weapon. So you can pretty much have a hand cannon that has a burn, or a sidearm that's a kinetic weapon that would fit into what now is our primary slot. I know that is going to confuse so many people off the bat whenever we're talking about it. Trust me, in my mind as I'm talking about it, it's even confusing me, but I think it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be different and interesting to feel out. And finally, my number one thing was getting to look at these 3 new subclasses. As we see right here, we've got the Dawnblade, which is fire, and we've got a sword that can throw out amazing flame strikes. We've also got the Arc Strider, and then we've got the Captain America Sentinel, which is a void shield. So the first thing we saw was this, and I said, Captain America, Captain America. Of course, that's exactly what they were thinking of. You're throwing off a shield, you've got a shield block, just bashing enemies with the shield. That is awesome. Right now, if I was looking at things, I would think that the Void, Captain America, the Sentinel, and the Dawnblade look to be really, really strong. I'm not sure about the Arc Strider just yet. It looks to be very powerful, but it didn't showcase really any ranged attacks. And we all know from playing Destiny and playing a Blade Dancer that it's really difficult to utilize a really strictly up close and personal super, even if it's strong. So I'm gonna have to hold off on the Arcstrider for right now. If I was going to focus on something, it would be the Dawnblade or the Sentinel right now. But all of them are probably gonna be a lot of fun. What about our Voidwalkers, Sunsingers, Night Stalkers, Defender Titans? We have no idea. We do know that we lost our light, so are those things coming back at all? Maybe, but probably not in the beginning. Probably in the beginning, it's going to be all about the new subclasses, and I'm totally fine with that. I love getting new characters, and new characters in Destiny basically equates to new subclasses. Now, will there be more new subclasses other than these three? We don't know just yet. I would love it if there was. It would be really nice if it shipped with 6, just like it did original Destiny. That would be awesome. Or heck, go 9, I don't care. There was a dubious volley right there, FYI. Destiny 2, first gameplay reveal, waiting for the beta, can't wait. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raid, your drops, your Destiny 2, and I'll see you around in Destiny. # I saw you there.